So content creator hatred is insane, and like I got actually so much hate for
So the
so
other day,
many. Well, before we actually get into it, yeah, I've gotten so much hate from so much of the fucking React content that I've done on this channel that like it's actually really eye opening. Like I want to say pretty much every fucking honestly every video I do, I at least get a little bit of hate, but the React content I do gets like so much fucking hate, and I have to literally like defend my place on the internet half the time, and people literally want my channel to get taken down and DMCA'd like all the fucking time.
Tectone, a massive gotcha streamer and content creator, posted a video that really piqued my interest.
So,
So the video in question was entitled, "Why Do People Hate Asmongold?"
oh, so I actually reacted to this the other day. It was a really good video. It was by Pata. Everyone
And
should watch
basically,
it.
this video was a reaction video of Tectone to another content creator called Pata Plays, in which Pata Plays created a video basically chronicling all the different reasons online that people hate Asmongold. In no specific order,
Hi, as the my cat's like trying to get on the screen.
the video went through people's disdain for Asmongold's React content, his flippant or nihilistic moral compass.
See, I was gonna say it even like Ackman also did a video on it also, like about why React content's bad and everything else like that. But also like he goes over why it can also be good for channels and why it also helped his channel and everything else. And like how him and
The
Asmongold
belief that he's a racist and or misogynistic to some
had a conversation about like how bigger creators should have like a 3 day limit and like also ask between creators before they actually decide to react to
degree,
content.
and then just a slew of other words that all end in ist. And last but not least, of course, people seem to take a
Here's my
serious
phone.
issue with Asmongold's living situation and his just general hygiene overall.
Dirty house.
So in today's video, I don't want to spend a bunch of time regurgitating Pata Plays' video, as in my opinion, that's honestly probably just plagiarism.
I was gonna say it was a great video. I was gonna say just bashing on the same chords over and over again wouldn't be entertaining at all.
But I do want to open the floor for a bigger conversation, and that is, why do people hate content creators so much?
Honestly, I wonder what kind of points he has because a lot of times what I get specifically is that I'm being lazy. Well, and like in my case, like I straight up take thumbnails and like I take titles of videos and like I put curly reacts at the end and everything. And people specifically like say I'm lazy and they think that like I'm just playing the technical difficulties as always. I believe I'm trying to remember what I was actually in the middle of saying when it froze. Um, I was saying something about how I get hate online all the time, and like I believe people were literally telling me that I should get DMCA'd because I'm just stealing and I'm nothing but a dirty thief.
So much. And actually, the answer is pretty simple, if I'm going to be honest. Everybody wants to be a millionaire who gets to indulge in their hobbies and sit at home. And if I'm
And straight up, yeah, that's it. Everyone wants to do that nonstop. They just want to sit at home, watch YouTube videos, and just do that all day long and get paid. And like
going to
honestly, you
be
can if you put enough work into it.
really, really honest, I think anybody who would say that they don't think that's an ideal way to live is either A, just a genuinely, private person who wants to have a very normal, very quiet life.
The first one is very, very okay to have. Like you're perfectly okay if you want to just live a normal, quiet life and you don't want to be famous and you don't want to sit all day and be on camera and have to talk nonstop while watching videos. Like honestly, because like talking nonstop is exhausting on its own. Like especially if you do it for like 5 to 6 hours, it's not as exhausting as like working in a kitchen. I literally just did that all day today. And then coming home and doing this on top of it is just as well, it's not just as exhausting. It's as exhausting as it is like talking to an actual customer. The customers fucking suck. But
Or B, you're just supremely jealous and you wish that you could do that, but you don't have the means or the luck to get into the industry. And the reason why I say that to be true is because I used to be a Asmongold hate watcher.
First of
Oh wait, for real?
all, I'm a rat.
I first actually started watching.
So he just started watching him just to hate on him nonstop. Honestly, the main reason I started watching Asmongold was because like I saw how dirty his house was, and I learned about how dirty he was in general. And like I'm not exactly the cleanest person, but like watching him was like I guess like the equivalent of like when a girl watches another like watches a fatter person eat a burger in order to feel good about themselves. Like I would just watch him and be like, at least I'm not that dirty, and then I'd start cleaning my room.
Watching Aswin when I was in college and I was going through a pretty rough time, and I just could not believe that this guy with seemingly no merit had this huge following.
Yeah,
Basically,
exactly. I would look at that shit and that'd be my motivation to get up and clean my fucking nest. I need to actually do it now, but it's not as bad as that. It's fucking getting there.
just doing reaction content. And for a while, I honestly like tried my hardest not to watch any of his videos. But there's one thing I can't take from the guy is that he's just a hustler straight up. And I mean, the guy was posting every single day.
Yeah,
I could not get up or go to
Hustle
bed.
has to respect Hustle nonstop. Like he has put in the work. He has like 4 or 5 channels, and he just nonstop just uploads. Has other people edit and upload, and to the point that it's just like a fine oiled machine at this point. And you
And
gotta
not
respect
see one of his videos on
to
my
a certain
feed.
degree.
And I think at some point I just gave in and I watched one of his videos. And if I got to be completely honest, I actually realized the guy is
The
actually
thing is like I ended up finding him from another content creator. It's not even that like I saw him nonstop. I think like the first actual exposure I had was like from a Papa Meat video where like I think it was like one of the Sneeko versus Charlie videos. I think Asman is like one of the people that's like on the screen talking to Sneeko, I think. I'm not 100% sure if that's like a true. I need to go back and actually rewatch it. But then like that was like my only exposure for like the longest time. And then like the I was started watching Actman because Actman was doing Diablo content, and like I was started playing Diablo 4 just because like I felt like it, and like it was pretty fun and everything. And then I saw like I was looking up videos about it, and then I saw Actman's channel, and he was talking about how bad it was, and I was like, oh okay. And like I watched those videos, and I found them pretty entertaining and everything, and like. Then after I started watching him, he made that React content video, and then after I watched that, that's what like originally actually got me like exposed to watching him in the first place. And like I said, it was mostly just to make my self feel better about not being such a dirty fuck.
pretty intelligent, despite like what people say about him
That
online
also, like
and
I
all the
found out
stuff that
like
he's chat saying during his live streams.
some of his takes were like really fucking stupid, and then like other parts were like actually had like sound logic. And like a lot of them also like I genuinely couldn't argue with. Some of them also I would just be like, you're straight wrong.
And I think the thing for me that stuck out the most was the fact that he seemed to be extremely liberal despite his very alt-right chat. And instead of banning these people, he actually gave them a place
He gets a platform based off of just arguing with people on both sides.
to be that was safe on the internet for them to voice their opinions. Now, while I would personally probably ban anybody who was just spamming DEI in my chat anytime they saw a girl or a black person or someone of another race that's not white on screen,
I mean, I that's fair for him to do.
he somehow was able to allow these people in his chat. And to Asma's Mary, he actually used this to his.
Well, I was gonna say the more people you let in your chat, the more people you have watching you, the more people you have giving you money. It makes sense. Like, sure, they're spreading hate, and like that does genuinely suck. But like, he's also spreading free speech, and at the same time, profiting off of those people in the first place. So like, I mean, not only is he giving them a place to spout their stupid shit, but then at the same time, he's making money off of them at the same time.
Benefit as he's been dubbed the Rat King. Now, before I go further in this
Or
video,
the Roach King, one or the other.
I want to make a huge disclaimer that I do not agree with everything Asman says. I actually think we probably would agree on a lot of things, but there's a lot of things he says that I don't agree with, especially his approaches to very difficult topics, and more recently, the immigration stuff that's been going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say just stay away from his political stuff. I mostly just try to watch his like gaming stuff and everything else like that.
I think a lot of that stuff we would be butting heads on, but I can't say that the guy does not approach everything with a very fair outlook. And I've actually seen a lot of these comments where people are saying, well, Asmon's bigoted and a racist and a fascist and a Nazi and all these different things. And it's kind of,
Well, it's because he does show a lot more right wing content. I mean, he shows left wing content too, but like I'd say he shows a lot more right wing content. But a lot of that's also got to do with Trump being in office. But at the same time, he's just been going hardcore ever since Trump got into office. Like he really didn't do. He did political videos when Biden was in office, but it really wasn't like as hardcore until Trump got in there.
weird because I've been watching him for a pretty long time now, like at least since 2021, and he's made several comments very out in the open that he was a huge Bernie Sanders fan. And if anybody who doesn't know who Bernie Sanders was, he was so liberal when he first ran for office that people pretty much wrote him off as
Yeah, I
a
was going to say he even said this all the way up until Trump was actually getting elected into office. I remember him watching a couple of Bernie's speeches and everything about the whole situation.
socialist. And despite that, I mean, like, people just let the character that he plays up for his chat somehow make him a racist and a fascist, when I think it's the exact opposite. I think at worst, he's just a very rich man who can afford to be insensitive at times.
That's fair. What did you have to say? Oh, you said yeah.
Well, at
You
least
don't have to be sorry.
most of the time. And so going back to people's issues with his React content.
Well, yeah, with the ban, yeah, most of the time he has the money to be insensitive, except for that one time that he was really insensitive.
I personally started my own channel doing React
and that other time.
content, so I kind of have mixed opinions on how bad or how good I think React content is. But what I will say is that I feel like despite whatever harm he may have caused, I have seen him get more people partnered on YouTube by
Yeah, I've literally just made a video about this also. Like it's not only did he get her on 100,000 subs, I think it's still and counting. I need to go back and check it again. And like her last video that not only did he react to, I reacted to, is almost up to, I think it's 500,000 or like views right now. So like, yeah, her channel's just exploding, and she's only got like 9 videos, and it's all because Asmongold's been giving her so much exposure, and so is you think Pata also included her in the video as well.
Reacting to their content and giving feedback on their video and giving them a wider audience to show their content in front of, then I have seen him destroy channels. And I would say he honestly has probably done that more than any other creator on the platform.
I mean, I've found like at least 5 or 6 different creators from him. I was gonna say like Bisley. Let me see, the background NPC. I started watching her videos recently. What was it? I think I started watching CoffeeZilla through him. I'm trying to remember if I did or not, or if you started watching him first.
You did the thing on Jake Paul.
That's right. I think that's the big one that made me start watching him. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that I ended up actually watching through him also. I know those were 2 of the big ones. Oh, Jimmy also. Yeah, I did watch him through that also. I'm sure if I really get into my subs, there's like 3 or 4 more also. Oh, Pata. I just started watching his videos and everything also through him. I think I keep pronouncing his name wrong. But anyways.
I think people should be more upset that we have larger creators seeing the content of smaller creators inside the creator studio and then taking their massive wealth and like massive following and completely encapsulating some other smaller creator's idea and passing it off as their own. I think that's a way bigger problem than React content. And as I said earlier,
What exactly does it mean by that? I actually want to go back on that.
They're massive. We have larger creators seeing the content of smaller creators inside the creator studio.
So
video and then taking
This content views on YouTube.
their massive wealth and like massive following and completely encapsulating some other smaller creator's idea and passing it off as their own. I think that's a way bigger problem than React.
Well, I was gonna say if someone's just straight up stealing ideas, like if someone's like actually committing plagiarism, that's definitely an issue, and they need to be flagged, and like the channel needs to be taken down. Someone who's just like pausing a video like this and just talking occasionally isn't an issue.
Content. And as I said earlier, I completely get why people don't like content creators. I think there are a lot of content creators, especially on YouTube, who are just really good at scamming kids into watching their videos. But I think we should just...
Well, I guess that's also fair. That's a big problem too. I didn't even think about that. Like this asshole, for example, should never have a platform. I don't know who these guys are or who this dude is, for example, also, though.
like acknowledge that
for
life
example,
is unfair.
No
it always has been.
This. I say the F word quite a bit.
The big, clear picture of this is that everyone can't make it as a streamer or a YouTuber or a content creator.
And you know what? That's fine. Nobody should actually make videos to try to make it as a content creator. Most of the time, you should just make videos to actually have fun if you want to, like... Most of the reason I do it is because I just want to get my fucking tism rants out of the way. Not make my friends have to suffer at work about them.
Like right now, I'm basically just making videos for fun, right? But I'm also not taking all this creative energy that I have and spending it making hate threads about somebody who has said on camera in 4K that they don't care what people do for money, including himself. And honestly, if his viewers are okay with that, what are we going to do?
I mean, that's fair. Like, it all depends. Like, if you're, like, selling children, that's a whole different story. Like, you should probably stop doing that. But, like, if you're just watching YouTube videos online and, like, talking about them and, like, adding to the discussion and everything, I don't think you're that bad.
Do about it. And I think the funny irony in this whole thing is that he is literally siphoning all of the chatters that all the other people who hate on him ban. And therefore, he's creating this like...
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, the more people you get to watch you, the more you get to profit off of all those people. Like, they're gonna come there because they know that they can say whatever they want and not get banned, as long as you're not, like, arguing with him and spamming in the chat. Those are, like, the two number one things. Well, arguing with him won't necessarily get you banned, just as long as you actually put up a good argument. If you're just being stupid, then you're going to get banned.
Rat spirit bomb, and I hate to call it that,
No,
but like
exactly
it's like this big rat spirit bomb where all these people are like mad and banning all these people, and then they just go straight to him, and he probably wouldn't even be as big as he is.
I've been banned from so many subreddits, but I still haven't been banned from his, and that should say something actually.
Everybody wasn't banning everyone just because they disagree.
The minute I get banned from his, free speech is dead on the internet, 110%.
And really, at the end of it, people should just watch who they want to watch and go about their day. I think the
only video also I've ever had taken down off of his subreddit was my Clerics Obscure one, and specifically because it had spoilers in it.
Brutal and sad but honest truth is that a lot of us, including myself, would rather be Asmon than drive into work every day.
Honest to God, it'd be like freeing. You could just sit at home all day and watch YouTube for like 5 to 6 hours.
Fair though, so I walk out into my fucking garage.
Or
and
I'm sure he does it closer to like 8 to 12, but
literally a rat sitting there. Like back in the day, they would at least have like the fucking dignity to run away. But he's lived there so long, he didn't even give a fuck about me. He's like,
hey. Anyway,
minus the hygiene stuff, like seriously, dude, you need to like get some professional help. Like I genuinely
just
like, I think you need to get some help. Like that's it's bad. It's bad. And I keep seeing all this stuff where it's like people are trying to pit Hassan and Asmongold.
Oh no, that is definitely the cockfight on the internet of the century right now. But either that or Ethan and Hassan
together as like the two massive opposing forces of political content creation. And I'm sorry, I just feel like, if I'm going to be completely blunt, that Hassan is a worse bad actor than Asmon.
Oh,
because while
100%.
Asmund is like
At the very least, like, sure, Asmund promotes Trump propaganda nonstop, but like Hassan actually promotes terrorist propaganda. Like, one of these things is like, yeah. I was gonna say, unfortunately, like, one of these things is definitely not like the other. Like, Trump is at least pseudo terrorist propaganda. Like, if we're just gonna straight say it, you can't just straight be saying it.
admitting again in 4K on stream that he's okay with doing anything for money, and that basically he does play up the character sometimes because that's what his chat wants to see. You have somebody like Hassan who is like feigning that they are this like moral virtue signaling amazing person, and they're really what they're doing is they're farming all these
Farming people for terrorism.
broken people with a lot of these sad stories that we don't really hear about, and using them as a pillar for his own financial gain, which I think is much worse and much disingenuous when you are acting like you actually care about a lot of the things that you say you care about and the communities that you say you care about.
No, he just cares about the dollar bill at the end of the day. That's just straight what it is, because he also gets to sit at home all day and watch videos and just talk about them for like 8 to 12 hours a day, and he just gets to do that and make money, and like, that's the life. Like, why wouldn't you?
So yeah, that's gonna be it for me.
The quickest way to it is political. Like, it seriously is, but like, I just don't want to touch it. That's a whole nother headache I don't want to have to battle.
Today, guys. I know I'm probably gonna
I
get a
have
lot
to battle hard enough to be here in the first place.
of hate for this video. I'm not necessarily saying that Asmund's like a super great person or anything, and I'm definitely not saying that Hassan is the worst person in the world.
He's definitely saying that.
I'm not saying that content creators deserve to be hated. I just think that there's a lot better things that the community could be doing as a whole, instead of like just waiting for the first chance to tear a content creator down unless they've like actually done something wrong. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, if like someone is actually just straight up like downloading someone's or like, for example, if like you straight up like steal someone's script and then do like a 1-for-1 and like edit your own clips into it, and like just straight up steal someone's script, like that one, I forget what was that one YouTuber that had like the triangle, like the Illuminati fucking eye, and she was caught like,
I think it was something weird like that.
I was gonna say, if you're caught like straight up stealing someone else's work or something like that, like, that's a whole entirely different story. But if like you're actually adding to the discussion and trying to like actually like talk about shit and like do more, like, also don't straight up make React content. Also make more than just React content. Like, make products, like make stuff to sell, like make merch, like, hell, I make video games, which is like a huge thing that also like supports the channel, on top of which, like, I don't even really need to be monetized. I really just need you to just go buy those and I'd be perfectly fine. And like, that's all you need to do. Like, make videos for fun to like advertise towards like the things you actually want to create and like do as your hobby and everything like that. That's honestly what you should use YouTube for, and like use React content to advertise to those YouTubes and like, not YouTubes, to those videos and everything else like that. Like, get your personality out there, like add to the discussion of topics that you know about and stuff like that. Like, the whole thing acts as like both a like kind of an ad for the original video and an ad for your personality and your take on the entire topic as well. I know
people's
that's like a really
energy
weird
will
way
be
to think
better.
about it, but like, that's also kind of how you have to think about it in order to make it online if you want to do this full time. And like, I know a lot of people would think that's gross and everything else, but like, I guarantee the people that are doing this as a business think about it that way.
Directed at the corporations who are paying these content creators and streamers these massive amounts of money so they can dopamine hijack every second of your life. But that's a topic for another video. But again, thanks guys for watching.
This is a great video. Everyone should go give this dude a like, give him a sub. I'm gonna check out some of his other videos, see if, oh yeah, I already subbed to him and gave him a like. everyone should also do the same. This was actually a really well put together video. Need to see if he's got any other ones that I actually want to sit down and give a good old watch through.